Hi everyone, it's Friday the 26th of July 2013 and I'm just doing a really lazy webcam vlog today, as you can see, because I'm recording this a bit earlier and I'm still kind of in the middle of going over various ideas and stuff, so I'm kind of recording this just to make sure I don't break the chain of daily vlogs and to say hi to all of you lot. So first off, if you haven't seen it already, the new episode of Video Game High School is out. Definitely go and watch it. This is a no-brainer if you've already seen the first series, because it's just so good. How are you not going to watch it? If you haven't seen the first series, I would recommend going back and watching the first series first, and then you've got plenty of time to catch up. There's only like one episode a week, so you can catch up and then watch the first episode of the new series and then be up to date. It's really good. So what else? I've just wasted a lot of time earlier today, like Animal Crossing, Twitter, YouTube. I also play quite a lot of Scrolls. I've got into the habit of actually playing Scrolls when I'm listening to something though. So when someone's linked like a really interesting talk or something that's actually useful, like on Twitter or something, so I'll start watching a video or whatever it is, and if it's just like a talk, then I'll listen to it and I'll bring up Scrolls and start playing Scrolls at the same time. Like I was listening to a thing about indie funding today. I was also listening to a thing about writing. It was actually about writing in comedy, but it's long story. But anyway, so I played quite a lot of Scrolls. Other than that, I've been trying to avoid games. I'm trying to avoid sort of like logging into Steam and playing too many games, because I seem to be doing that a lot again at the moment. And it's one of the big things that, I've talked about, like last month or whatever, that it's one of the biggest time sinks. It's just sort of like just dabbling all day, playing games here and there, and then having the sense that there's not enough hours in the day. And as soon as I stop playing games, there's suddenly all this time. And because I was consciously doing that today, despite having played Animal Crossing and Scrolls today, I have had lots of moments today of actually thinking, what shall I do now? And actually having to think and decide what to do next, rather than, which is a good thing because it means I'm actually consciously deciding how to spend my time, rather than just getting carried along and reacting to things and just and essentially wasting time and not actually being in control of my time. So that's cool. So what else have I written down? Yes, I've been thinking about lots of ideas. I haven't got around to doing any dice game stuff yet, and I really should. I've been thinking a whole lot about YouTube videos today and what I do want to make and what I don't want to make, and it's a big issue for me at the moment, and it's an important thing that I need to work out in my head, because as soon as I can decide exactly what I'm happy... The lighting keeps on changing, I don't know why, but as soon as I can decide exactly what I'm happy with making, I can like completely focus on that and make amazing videos, rather than when I'm not sure, it's all a bit wishy-washy and it's never going to be good. And it's never going to be effective either. Like if I want a channel to be successful, it needs to have a focus and be doing something original. And there's so many people who kind of do the same thing as everyone else. And there's all sorts of ways, you can boost your views and sort of like do videos every day and just really grind and grow a big audience over time and collaborate with lots of people and get an audience that way. But what you're actually making isn't necessarily good. Like the amount of audience doesn't necessarily, like if you take a load of LPers, an LPer with hundreds of thousands of viewers might not necessarily be better than a viewer than an LPer with sort of like a couple of thousand, but it's just that they might have just been going longer, they know certain people, they've just grinded it up more. But the content, if you want to be very successful, and I don't know, I just want to have content that I'm proud of and it's actually good, rather than just having content that is acceptable and just has a large audience because I've just done a whole load of it and marketed it really well really good content markets itself, almost. That's a whole rant that I've written so much stuff today, like trying to iron out my thoughts about what I do and don't want to do on YouTube. And I think I do have, in some ways, have quite high aspirations, and sometimes I kind of forget because I get caught up in kind of the game of YouTube and looking at what everyone else is doing and just sort of like not thinking outside the box, just kind of thinking in terms of variations of what everyone else does, which isn't necessarily that interesting, and is way too competitive and is kind of competing for the middle rather than, you know, shooting for, you know, something big and original and interesting. So anyway, that's a tiny mini rant. I hope some of that made sense, because that's just like something that's been on my mind, but it's a long, complicated subject, and I haven't really written it down in a clear way where I can explain it clearly just yet, although it is something I might talk about at more length once I've got my head exactly round all the issues I have with it, and more importantly, once I've worked out a positive answer for what I want to do, that I would be happy doing and that I think will be different and original and interesting and yada yada. So I think that's all I've got to talk about today. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it there because we're at 6.5 minutes. So anyway, I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow.